earlier. There we go. Okay. I am recording the training portion so that if you miss something, if you have to drop off, if you get interrupted, I will send out an email with this Zoom link so that you have the recording. And then once the training part is over, I'm going to stop the recording and open it up for a few minutes of questions because I know you will have them. So as I get ready to share my screen, I invite you into the chat just to let me know, maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being very, very comfortable and knowledgeable, 1 being a complete newbie, where would you rate yourself right now in terms of Pinterest marketing? And I'm going to go ahead and get ready to share my screen as you do that. And I'll have okay, beautiful. All right, very cool. I love to see kind of the diverse group that we have. Okay, so let's get started. A little bit about your trainer. That's me. My name is Kim Ward. I have trained thousands of entrepreneurs around the globe. This year, I'm listed from the Silicone Review as 30 of the best leaders to watch in 2024. Last December, I was the cover feature of Brains magazine. I am a reality show finalist. That was a crazy, crazy experience. I've grown my business to multiple 6 figures a year. I did retire my husband after 23 years of serving as a first responder. And in 2020, I had a financial coach sit on a Zoom with me and lean in. And the question she asked me would forever change my life. And I just want to leave you with this question for you to think about as well. And she said to me, what would you do if you were unable to physically work your business for 4 consecutive months? And I really sat with that because in that moment, I realized 1, now being the financial breadwinner for my family, 2, I was very much trading time for money. And in your industry, you might have to do that, right? But there's ways to leverage and automate your marketing so that you can continue to do what you love. And thank God I did that. And I just recently had to, or I got to, write my Pinterest account into my will because my business will be left to my daughter. She's 9. I was telling Julie, she's a little entrepreneur at the age of 9. She uses Chat GPT very comfortably. She pins, and she has clients who pay her to do their pinning for them. And she does very well. But this isn't the bragging slide. This is to show you are in very, very good hands. Okay. More importantly, it's about freedom. And the freedom that our marketing creates so that we don't have to trade that time for money. Just last year, this is 2023, we started the year with my husband's 50th birthday, and he shared with me, since the age of 8, my bucket list item is to experience a jet flight, like Top Gun flight experience, and that's him in the jumpsuit here. It was $7,000 for a 60-minute flight. And I was able to gift him a bucket list item for his birthday. We flew to London and we experienced London together. And next week we leave for Puerto Rico. We have a beautiful, beautiful life by design because we were able to create that. So today we're going to talk about how to leverage and automate marketing for you so that you can create that freedom, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you want to spend more time in North Carolina at the beach, right? Who knows? Only you do. So let's share why Pinterest. We have a diverse group. There's some people who rated themselves 1, 2, 3, some are 4, 5, 6. I prepared these slides yesterday. I waited until last minute intentionally because I wanted the freshest keywords. I wanted the freshest material for you. And what I discovered is I'm quite envious of your industry. I don't mean this in a negative way, but with Pinterest marketing, it doesn't look like you're going to have to work very hard. I mean that. I am a Pinterest marketing expert. I am paid to travel the world and speak on stages and train many, many, many different industries about Pinterest. And I had so much fun diving into what it could look like through your lens as a quilt shop owner. And what does that mean for your business and for Pinterest? Okay. So some of the things that I want you to know, if you rated yourself a 1, 2, or 3, and you're like, maybe I've never considered Pinterest marketing. I don't need one more thing to do. I want you to know that there are currently, we just passed a threshold in the Pinterest platform. Our highest amount of monthly active users. Active meaning they have to be logging in from either their desktop or their phone and show some kind of activity in order to meet that active criteria. There are currently 482 million monthly active users. That's a very, very big audience. All right. I like to ask people, out of 482 million people, what are the odds that 0% of them are your ideal customer or your ideal client? Okay. Many people think Pinterest is just for nails and hair and decor. And although it's great for those things, Pinterest is the second largest and most powerful search engine in the world, next to Google. As a matter of fact, our current CEO, Bill Reedy, came from Google. He brought a lot of his Google friends over and put them into important roles into the Pinterest platform. So you're going to discover today, as you are creating pins, AKA content, right, that your ideal customer is searching for, either on Pinterest or on Google, your content is going to get recommended to each of those platforms. So you're really, really getting a great return on investment for your time and for the content that you're creating. The last time I looked, I don't have the current stat. This was a couple months ago. There were 99,000 Google searches every second. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Now, Pinterest, the users here out of 482 million, 85% of those people say that Pinterest is the very first place they go when they're ready for inspiration, when they're looking for ideas, tips, how-to, tutorials. 85% of that number. That's a big number. Those people have their credit card in hand. They're not afraid to buy. They're really wanting to buy. And as a matter of fact, that second stat that you see right there, these are facts from Pinterest corporate. These are not my opinions. These are not fabricated or fictitious numbers, okay? I'm very big on transparency and integrity. These numbers come from corporate. On the Pinterest platform, pinners, right? 482 million people spend double the amount of money every single month on Pinterest than any social media platform. So you can bust your butt on TikTok, you can be on Instagram. It's actually quite, it's like a new car, right? You drive this car off the lot and the value depreciates so quickly. If you're marketing on social media platforms, it can feel exhausting and daunting because you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And Pinterest, your average lifespan of one pin is 4 months. You're getting a big bang for your buck here, and your buck is your time. 96% of searches are unbranded. And that's really good for us. We, the micro influencers, the mom and pop stores, right? The people who are entrepreneurial and working out of our homes, or we have shops, or, they're not here looking for the big corporate brand names. And that should excite you. So I did a little research yesterday in the quilting industry, and my sources down below. It showed me that there's 21 million quilters worldwide. Now, Pinterest is a worldwide platform. Again, you have to pick and choose which of this makes sense for your shop. Do you ship worldwide? Just things that make sense to you. But what I loved is that your market, the global market value as of 2020, these were the most recent numbers for quilts and blankets, showed it was a $6.3 billion industry. And right now, this industry of yours through the year 2026 is expected to have a 3.5% growth year over year. You're not slowing down, right? So it's our job to get you seen by your ideal person. And Pinterest is the way to do that faster, to get you in the lap of your ideal person, right? And I really had a hard time with this number. You know better than I do, but this was according to this website. As of December 2023, the annual supply cost per quilter was $3,363. So if you take that number and you look at the 21 million quilters worldwide, you have something so great here. And 50% of quilts today are sold online. And we had that discussion a little bit before we started recording, with Etsy and, you know, the e-commerce shops and things that you have at our fingertips today in the digital marketing world. So I would like to give you 8 steps for you to get started effectively, quickly, and without the blood, sweat, and tears, and without the depreciation of your content. So step 1 is to simply open your business account. It has to be a business account. You're a business. We are going to want the metrics. We're going to want the analytics. And you might later down the road, or now, you might want the ability to run ads to very targeted humans. So to do that, you're going to visit business.pinterest.com. You're going to open your free business account. Your screen should look a little something like this on the right-hand side, okay? If you currently have a personal account, you have the ability to, when you log in, on the top right-hand corner, you'll see the settings. And there's an option there that says, convert this to a business account. If you're not a business account, you want one, okay? And I can speak with you all individually, like, I have a personal account. Should I upgrade it to a business, or should I start over? That's going to have a lot of differentiating factors that we would just want to discuss. And I'm happy to do that with you. So once your account is opened, this next step is critical. You're going to hear me say the word keywords probably until you're bleeding from the ears, but I cannot stress the importance of keywords enough, okay? Before you do anything else, we need to do a little market research. I've done my research for you. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I actually pulled 500 keywords for your industry, which I will share at the end with you. But keywords are a way of saying, how does your ideal person search? Okay. Sometimes it's very messy because, one, we use our phones a lot, right? A lot of people talk into their phones. So a keyword could be wildly misspelled. And it looks like, oh, I don't want to use that misspelled language because I'm more educated than that, right? The truth is, I had a client who serves the dogs of the world. She's brilliant, and she works a lot with separation anxiety. And you can imagine how that is botched in terms of searching. And she and I created content with the correct way to spell separation anxiety, but we also released the ego and started to share content with the incorrect spelling, many ways, of separation anxiety. And this woman was able to create $25,000 in her first 5 months on Pinterest because she was getting right in front of the right people. So I did this search just yesterday. These are fresh numbers for you. You can take a screenshot of this if you'd like to. Again, I am going to send you this recording. So the word quilt, I could have looked up sewing. I could have looked up any item in your shop. Okay. It all performs so brilliantly well. I was like, I love this. So the word quilt, if we look at the right-hand corner here, it has over 5 million monthly searches. So this shows you by using this one word in your account, in your content, anywhere in your account, you are already looking at the potential of being in front of those 5 million monthly searches. Okay. So this is how we get you found with ease. We simply look at what are the humans searching for, and we create our content in our account so that it matches their searches. The word quilting is currently producing between 4 and 5 million monthly searches. And you can see down the list, quilts, quilt patterns, quilt pattern with a singular versus plural, quilting patterns. And again, we can take any one of your products and do this search. I had some fun with it, and they all populate very similar results. So where do you find these keywords? There's several places. The first is Pinterest. You can go right into the Pinterest platform. There's a little magnifying glass that allows you to search, and you're going to find keywords that people are searching for. The second is Google. The easiest thing to do that a lot of people, a lot of marketers overlook is simply go to google.com and just type in the word, whatever word you're looking to see results for. And it gives you what's called predictive text. Everything you see is word for word, verbatim, what your humans are searching for. So again, this is a point where we're able to kind of release what we think people want and give them what they're actually searching for. And that's going to make or break you, right? That's going to make the difference of you being frustrated versus being found. And I can't believe, I'm going to show you some quilt shops. I haven't found a low performing quilt shop on Pinterest yet. It's amazing. I mean, oh, we're going to have so much fun. Another free resource is answerthepublic.com. This website was recently acquired by a gentleman named Neil Patel. It used to be free and you could do unlimited searches per day, but you know what happens. People get greedy and they want people in their ecosystem. So now you can search 3 times a day completely free under this, and you shouldn't need any more than that. That's a lot, but you can create an account, you can upgrade if you want to. There's no need to. With answerthepublic.com, you type in whatever search item you're looking for, whether it's just the word sewing, right? It'll give you every single suggestion that your humans are looking for throughout Google, Bing, Amazon, and YouTube. It extrapolates all the data from those search engines and it says, here you go. These are what people are looking for. And then it's your job to use these keywords. And I'm going to give you the rest of the puzzle pieces here. Another great website, also free. It's called SpyFu, SPYFU.com. The free version is very limited, but you will have more than enough data to work with. You can obviously upgrade and get the paid version, but with all the tools I'm giving you, you should not need to. Okay. One of my favorite tools to use, and I try to hyperlink things that I use often to make it easy to remember. It's called Pin Inspector, successwithkimward.com/Pin Inspector. This is a $47 software. It's a one-time payment for life. But why I like this software is it gives you real-time data, and it's directly from the Pinterest platform. So at any moment, at any time, you can type in whatever you're looking for, whatever season it is, and you can find the top performing keywords in literally seconds. Okay. So that's more than enough for you to work with. But I put this slide first because it's really important that you do this market research first before you move on to building the foundation of your Pinterest account. Because step 2 is to create your Pinterest account name. This is your preference. A lot of people are going to want to use your shop name, right? That makes sense. However, if your shop name doesn't contain keywords that are well performing, that have those really big numbers, this is an opportunity for you to say, what's most important, right? Getting found, or my name being the first thing that people see. We saw a couple of slides back. Obviously, if you have the word quilt in your name, you're already winning. This is what I'm saying. Like, this was probably the easiest industry to promote on Pinterest. One of the most fun. So you can see these shops here. If we look at the top right, Shabby Fabrics Quilt Shop. So they have quilt in the name. That's producing over 5 million monthly searches. So what we see here in their monthly views, and these are what we're going to look at. Pinterest is a great place for you to generate leads, bring people, traffic to your shop website or any other business assets that you have without needing followers. So these monthly views, these are what tell you how many times your content has been seen on screen. So this shop has over 10 million monthly views. I haven't found one again that's low performing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I really hope, my biggest hope for you is that you walk away and do this, because I can't wait to see where you are around Christmas time. I can't. The one beneath it, Primitive Star Quilt Shop. Again, it's obvious they're using quilt in the name because it makes sense, but just that one word is over 5 million monthly searches. So they have 493,000 monthly views. And then My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop is 110,000 monthly views. So they're really, really being seen. If you have a short name, or maybe your name of your quilt shop is your name, like your actual name, my biggest and best recommendation at this point is look at the keywords that you found and incorporate one or two of those in your name. So if I were to bring you over to my Pinterest account, yes, it says Kim Ward, but it also says digital marketing training, because that's a highly searched keyword. And then I have one more after it. I think it's affiliate marketing for beginners, which again is a really, really highly searched keyword. Okay. And you'll have the opportunity to ask me any questions shortly. So write those down if you have them. The next step, once you've created your shop name, is to write this About Me section. And again, this is a space you get 500 characters to tell your ideal person about you, about your shop, what makes your shop different. But the key is to bring in as many relevant and searchable keywords. All right. So the top one here, pretty short description. We share quilting and sewing projects. I can guarantee you, if we went back to the slide, the word quilting probably had millions of views. Sewing projects, that is in itself a keyword that probably has millions of views. So you're layering these searchable terms into your About Me section, and you're getting that deeper level of search engine optimization, right? If you look at an onion's kind of, so maybe a 7-layered cake, you have these layers in your Pinterest account, and every single layer is an opportunity for you to bring in those searchable keywords by your ideal person. So again, whether they're on Google searching, your Pinterest content is going to be recommended to them on Google. So from Google, you're driving traffic to Pinterest. If they're on Pinterest and they're searching and you're right there, like you're one step ahead of them, you know what they're searching for, you know what they're asking, you know what they're shopping for, you're using those terms that they are searching, you're getting found faster. And then it compounds and it turns into 10 million monthly views. Okay. This one here, sharing beginner quilting tutorials. I guarantee you quilting tutorials and probably beginning quilting tutorials, those are both separate keywords. So now they're kind of compounding keywords in one another. Quilt math cheat sheets, right? So if your humans are searching for these type of things, the more you're using them, the quicker and easier you're getting found. So you've got your name, you've got your about me section. Now you're ready to create your boards. And you don't have to create all of your boards at once at the beginning. These are something that can evolve with you. They can evolve with your shop. They can evolve with the seasons that are coming up. Because Pinterest is a search engine, right? It is not a social media platform. It's a search engine. People are going to start to want, well, you need to create content about 90 days in advance. So here we are, March. It's way too late to create for St. Patrick's Day. So if we look 3 months, that would be June. We're getting into summer, Father's Day, right? Things that are happening in June, that's the content that you would want to start pinning and creating now on Pinterest. It's going to take about 90 days for your pins to reach the peak in the Pinterest algorithm. So what that means is like basically retail, right? We walk into a store in October and we already see Christmas stuff out. You're doing that on Pinterest so that when June is here, the stuff that you have promoted, right, or started pinning now, it's at the peak in the algorithm. So you're more likely to get found faster than people who are just starting to pin for June type of content. So you want to keep that in mind as you're naming and creating your boards. September, late August is when you'd want to start pinning for the Christmas and the holiday seasons. So again, I took a couple of different screenshots of quilt shops of their boards. The first one at the top is called Valentine's Day. And just to show you, I went ahead and I did my keyword research and I just typed the word Valentine. And you can see the first option is Valentine's Day. That was producing over 5 million monthly searches. And then this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes there's discrepancies. Sometimes it looks just really uneducated, right? Valentine space S day. It looks weird. You might not want to use that, but I'm just saying if you don't, you're potentially missing out on that 5 million monthly search volume as well. And then underneath it is the words Valentine Day, also 5 million monthly searches. So I want you to see as you're layering these keywords into your account, how extremely profitable in terms of search volume and traffic we're looking at, right? Your name is your first, having them searched in the About Me section is next, naming your boards, it's always another layer of opportunity. This shop had a board called Fabrics. So I searched for the term fabric. And you can see the word fabric is currently producing, as of yesterday, over 5 million monthly searches. Add an S to it, fabrics for plural, also 5 million plus. This, I hope you guys stay in touch and let me know, like, bananas. This was so flipping good. I mean, it's step 5, now that you have created your account, you've named it, your About Me section is written, maybe you have a board or two, all right? Again, you don't need a lot. You can start with one board if you prefer. You can have multiple boards that you pin the same content over to. It's fine. Now we're ready to create your first pin. Maybe for you, it's not your first, okay? But how do we create content on Pinterest? If you have an e-commerce shop, Pinterest will easily integrate with your shop if you have Shopify, if you have WooCommerce, which is a plugin for WordPress. They used to link with Etsy in terms of like bringing your catalog in directly, but they don't anymore. You can still pin your Etsy shop. That's totally fine, but there's only a certain few things that will integrate seamlessly and automatically pull your catalog into Pinterest, okay? For the rest of us who don't have that, we could simply use canva.com. And that's what I took a screenshot of on the right-hand side. This was just a picture of me going into Canva. I clicked on this purple button that says create a design, and I typed in the word Pinterest. And you can see here, if I chose a Pinterest pin, there's tons and tons, probably millions of templates that are already done for us. So we don't have to be a graphic designer. We don't have to get frustrated. We can pull a picture of your material into it and create a Pinterest size image that now you're going to save to your computer and bring right into Pinterest, and we're ready to pin. Pinterest loves video, loves video. I would say bring your audience into your world, right? I used to say this before TikTok was a thing. Show me a business. I said, if you're a florist, if you're a pizza shop, I will show you. What we need to do is bring your audience in and let them look over your shoulder. Now, literally, they get tripods. If you're a pizza shop, they literally stream on TikTok all day long and just let their customers watch over their shoulder. That's a little tedious, but it works, right? Florists, they'll just do videos and show how they're making these bouquets and how they're bringing these things to life. For you, you can bring a video over to Pinterest that is up to 5 minutes long. That's our current length on video. It can be you, anything. It literally can be anything. Tutorials, tips, how to, your favorite fabric, right? How to use a particular machine. Julie was telling me one of her 12-year-old customers went over to YouTube and looked at a tutorial on taught herself how to sew. You can take the place and be the one-stop shop for these creators. And if you have a YouTube video or videos, you'll see when you hit that share button on your YouTube channel, right? Go to your own video, hit share, and you're going to see the Pinterest icon. This is so super cool because it takes 2 seconds, 2 clicks of a button. YouTube is a search engine. Google is a search engine. And Pinterest is a search engine. So when we tie these together, we're creating what I call that virtual spider web. Okay. Time lapse, yes, absolutely works on Pinterest. People love video. And I'll tell you a little secret. Last year, we had something on Pinterest called Pinterest TV. You had to be an approved creator. So you kind of had to prove yourself and jump through some hoops. I was one of their creators, and you're able to go live on Pinterest. But what they found was that they were leaving out the rest of the millions of creators on Pinterest. So they had to do something. So in September of 2023, they discontinued the Pinterest TV whole thing. They just chopped it. That's good for you. It really is, because they said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put all of our love and all of our emphasis in the algorithm to video. There's not a lot of people that know that right now because it's still relatively new. We're only about 6 months in. So the algorithm is going to show your video, whether it's you talking to camera, whether it's time lapse, whether it's you showing tutorials or tips or how-tos or walking around your shop, doesn't matter. People want it as long as you're using those searchable keywords, right, as your title and in your description. Those videos are going to perform much faster in the algorithm. So when I told you that your pins are going to take 90 days, that is true unless it's a video. Your videos are going to go instantly into the algorithm, and they're going to outperform any static pin quicker. However, the static pins, which are just your images, right, your pictures, Those do take 90 days because they're ramping up. They're getting to know who is this for, who's clicking, who likes it, and they both have a valuable place. So I would start pinning now for 90 days from now, which is June, right? April, May, June. And then throw your videos into the mix, and those could be anything, anything. Once you've created your pin, whether it's a static image or a video, now you're ready to create your title. And you guessed it, I'm going to say the word keywords again. So you want to speak to, you have millions of viewers. You're going to have millions. I can promise you, if you're consistent. I can't believe what I've seen in this quilting industry. Speak to the one person who's reading. When I was on that reality show and I got to sit with the director, the biggest thing he said to me is, when you're creating content, never speak to the masses of people. Don't come out here and be like, hey, girls, hey, guys, hey, everybody. It's right over their head. And there's so much psychology when it comes to marketing. If you can speak to the singular individual person who's reading, there might be 10 million of them. But when you speak to them as an individual singular person, you're making them feel like they're the only one. And that builds instant rapport and connection. And when you can make your audience feel something, that's when they click. That's when they buy. That's when they become a repeat customer. So this title space, you get 100 characters. Pinterest is only going to show the first 40 of those 100 in the scroll, right, in the feed. But that does not mean you shouldn't use as close to all 100 as you can. So there's a couple of real life examples I took from current quilt shops. The first one here, 3-yard quilts archives. So can she free sewing patterns for beginners? Blah, 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 blah. Say that 3 times fast. Sewing patterns is an awesome keyword. Sewing patterns for beginners is a whole entirely different keyword. They're just compounding. So the consumer, right, the person you're marketing to might only see 3-yard quilts archives as they're scrolling. But the fact that you've added that additional verbiage on the end is giving you that weight, that needed weight in the algorithm in the platform. So the more the platform understands what you're marketing, they're going to place you in front of literally your ideal customer. The next one is ruffled business card holder tutorial. Tutorials are huge. And I'll give you a tip here. When you use the word ideas, you're going to increase your Google searchability by 33% because people are always looking for ideas. Okay, so that's your title space. The next is your description. Whether you have a static pin, when I say static pin, that means an image, right? A picture or a video, you're going to have the opportunity to put a healthy description in here. So this is one I took yesterday. The shop said, if you need to make a quilt fast, these 7 simple quilt patterns are just the right thing you need. The verbiage here is you. They're speaking to that one singular person. And this might seem like common sense to you. If it is, that's great. But I've literally worked with thousands of people, and not everyone knows this just simple, basic tool that can help you convert with ease. Okay. So with your description, you have up to 500 characters. Again, there are some shops that didn't write a description and they're still performing well. I was foaming at the mouth yesterday for you guys. Well, I'm not kidding. I was like, this is so good. They barely have to write a description and they still have millions of views. Of course, if you have the time to write a description, the more you bring these keywords in, it's a less of an uphill battle for you. This is the funnest platform for your business, in my opinion. And optional, if you want, you can use between 1 to 3 hashtags. A hashtag is a searchable feature on Pinterest as well. So if you use hashtag, the name brand of your sewing machine or sewing tools, those people who are searching for that, they can search that term. And because you've used that hashtag in your description, the algorithm now filters their search feed, and every single pin that you've created with that particular hashtag on it is going to be a part of their search. So they can alter and filter what they're searching for. So these are just little tools to get you found faster over your competition. Okay. And then the last step is my favorite part. This is the URL. So this is your link. Where do you want them to go? And the cool thing is, I don't know your business yet. I'm excited to learn more. So I put some of the most obvious places that you'd want to run traffic to. With Facebook, I'll just share this because Facebook is a cash cow. If you ever create a post that has an external link means anything other than Facebook. That infuriates that platform. They want their users kept on their platform. So if you've ever noticed when you use a link, guess what? You're getting punished. They suppress your post in the algorithm on Facebook. So you're not really seeing a lot of engagement. That's them saying, hey, if you're going to try to send our users off of our platform to your shop or to your blog or your website or your YouTube video, right? We're going to make sure no one sees it. Because if they can't see it, they can't click the link and they don't leave our platform. With Pinterest, it is mandatory that you have a link attached to every single pin. You get to choose, where are you driving these humans? It could be your website. It could be another social media channel. I grew my Instagram account to over 22,000 followers last year just by pinning about it. If you have a blog, you can send them to your blog. If you have an Etsy store, you can pin it and send them there. If you have any lead magnets, if your shop is growing an email list, if I know Kathy, you probably are, then you can pin your lead magnets to grow your ecosystem, get them in your ecosystem, build your email list. Now you can talk to them anytime. If you've ever been on a podcast or you have a podcast or YouTube, right? Yes. And I agree. I use ChatGPT also to create my titles and my descriptions. And then what a great segue. That is literally something I teach inside of the Pinterest Marketing Academy. So I do want to offer, if you've really enjoyed, if you've gotten value out of today, if you see the potential for your shop, I would love to have you step into the Pinterest Marketing Academy. It is literally everything A through Z for Pinterest. All of our modules are self-study. I have a very, very supportive Facebook community. When you buy this course, it's $197 one time for life. You get lifetime access. You get lifetime access to the Facebook community. And if you're ever stuck, you can, yes, knit shops, absolutely, absolutely. Everything I teach is for Pinterest, right? We personalize it for you. You can come into the group and ask questions at any time. You can tag me at any time. I will always respond, and my team is in there supporting as well. And then if posting in a Facebook community isn't enough, I open up monthly office hours, and you can join me on a Zoom and you can ask me any question. Do you want me to audit your shop? Do you need some help pulling keywords? As a matter of fact, I took a screenshot. We have entire 2024 office hours already planned, already scheduled, already on the calendar so that you can plan accordingly. And speaking of keywords, I have put together a fast action bonus. We've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to take questions from you, but if you want in, and 197 is a no-brainer for you, for your shop, I want you to go to successwithkimward.com quilt shop and join us. And I have pulled, as of yesterday, the freshest, most highly converting 500 keywords for you that you're going to get in the next 15 minutes when you join us. Okay. So I'm going to stop the recording.